Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's good today. Hope everyone has been having a good week. Of course, as you see, we end up getting a new trailer for Dynasty Warriors Origins, so going to be watching that today. And then we'll just be talking about a few things as well. Some people in the Discord have also showed screenshots and everything for me too. So we'll be going over that. We'll be checking out, we'll be just talking about some other stuff and everything too. So let's just go ahead and start it off immediately. We're going to go ahead and watch the trailer, like I said, and I'll probably just have some, like, I ended up making, like, a little video, which is one of the reasons why I'm a little later today, which I actually got home really early, but I just had a lot to do, so that's why we're starting a little bit later than I would have hoped, but that's all right. But yeah, hope everyone's doing good. Let's go ahead and just kick things off. Like I said, hope everyone is having a good day. Let's give the hellos, we'll just jump on in. Lazy Gamer, Ayane, Mario Bros, Nikki, Ali, Soul, Devere, Haru, Jonathan, Yuki Sanada, Matt, Little Ninja Gal, Anna, Aiden, Super Mystic Boy, Jubei, Rika, Akira, No Name, Venley. Hope everyone's doing good today. Lurkers, VOD watchers, hope you're all doing good. And if you're someone who is watching this later, give your thoughts as well on it. Hope you end up enjoying it. Was it good? Did it suck? I don't know. Let me know down below. Would really appreciate the feedback. I want to see what y'all are thinking with all the news and all the trailers and shit. What's up, Deadpool man? Welcome over, doing good. All right, let me make sure I actually have this up properly. I do. So let's transition on over here. Let me turn off this music. Let me make sure, yep, volume's up. Add max. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's see. So, like usual, we'll just let it go the entire time, and then we'll probably stop and check out some other stuff as well as time goes on.
Until then, you must adapt to the chaos and find a way to survive. So choose your path wisely. Go forth and learn what it means to be a hero.
Dude, this looks insane. This looks just so Wolong quality. I'm gonna be real.
Strive for justice, but have no way to achieve it. Tearing down the system without providing an alternative is mere wanton destruction.
Oh yes, I'll do this.
The die has been cast. All that remains is to see this through.
Dude, this music! Dude, the music is just so good. Holy crap. Oh, actually, okay, yeah, I remember seeing that as well. So yeah. I'll lower it a bit more. And like I said, we're gonna be just going through it real fast just to see some things.
Guardian of peace, you have crossed paths with men who may one day bring about order.
Yeah, it did show Deanne Wade dying, yeah. Honestly, kind of funny.
The chaos and find a way to survive. So choose your path wisely.
Like Wolong was a tech demo so they could figure out their new graphics style. Well, the thing is, that was a Team Ninja game. This is Omega Force. This is one of the best looking Omega Force games I've ever seen. It looks so good. I think one big thing about it though is that it's finally on just new gen consoles and PC, of course, if anyone has PC. But I think it's just because it's solely on new gen consoles. They can actually get this glow up. Okay, so I'm assuming everyone right here. Also, I need to make sure you can actually see my cursor and everything too, so I can like point this shit out. I've actually turned it off. There we go. So, young man Zhong Fei here looks pretty wild. I'm assuming this is Zhong. I think everyone did mention this is Zhong Fei. Outfit wise, this looks like it would be something you would see in, like, no joke, it looks like Dynasty Warriors 1 or Dynasty Warriors 2. Not saying that's a step back or anything from his design, but you could definitely see here that it's a big difference from what we're used to. Assuming this is also Liu Bei. Okay, I'm gonna be real. Based off the gigantic fucking ears he has, which technically is accurate to how he is, but and then of course we already saw Young Guan Yu and everything. All the designs are really cool. It's weird though that they're doing this with his design. It's so different from like every other design that Zhongfei had. And it's only his young one. And if you saw the whole trailer, you could also see that Guan Yu does get aged up as well at some point too. But at least that's what I'm going off of. I don't know who this is. I was assuming it was Gongsun Zan, but doesn't he usually wear like white or purple sometimes too? I don't know. Like, I mean, I know in the old games he wore green, and then in like the newer ones he kind of just started wearing white. I don't know if they ended up changing that in 9 to where he was wearing green again. I'm not sure. But yeah, you could also see that both the designs right here. I mean, all this is just reused Dynasty Warriors 9 stuff for the most part. The only ones that are different are just the main cast. But yeah, like I said, as you can see here, because this is definitely during Hulao Gate. It's possible it's Liao Hua, maybe. That'd be pretty wild. Usually, I don't know, because usually they go off Dynasty Warriors blast designs that they have. And usually, from what I saw with he was actually a much more older guy, but maybe they made it to where he looks younger. But I don't think that's him. I think this might just be another generic design, because I'm pretty sure this is all edited officer stuff that you see in Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, which wouldn't surprise me if they just decided to use it for maybe a character or two, but I'm going to go off the assumption that both of these are just... I mean, this one obviously is full-blown generic. He gives up the full generic energy. His face is at least different, so maybe it's a UNPC version. I'm not sure. But, well, this one's Liu Bei over here, I think, because, again, he's younger. He's got the sideburns. He's got the big-ass ears that he's popular for, or well-known for. So this one's Liu Bei. Then again, this is Zhongfei, Guan Yu. It's maybe Gongsun Zan. I'm not sure. But regardless, that was definitely some stuff right there. Yo, also, okay, I'm going to rewind real quick, but Nikki also brought this up to me, one of the mods. Right here, Dong Zhuo, like, he still got the obese look, which, it's fine. You could take that as a good or bad thing. I don't mind it, honestly. I was kind of hoping that he'd maybe get, like a Wolong type of vibe design type thing. But, again, it's not a huge deal to me. But I would definitely say that they glowed up his face at least. He actually looks really cool in like the face department. It looks like they like kind of went like the department of, all right, we're going to make him still humongous. But his face is actually going to be, honestly, in my opinion, more handsome. And I think she said the same thing. He doesn't look like just some weird, freaky looking, like, fat guy. He actually looks kind of intimidating with the look, and again, that kind of made it to where he made it look like he's more handsomer in the face. Obviously, the rest of it, that's not the case. But I will say that at least in terms of his whole face and everything, they definitely gave him a glow up for it. Because if you looked at previous iterations of him, it's definitely a lot worse. So I would recommend, if anyone doesn't see the difference, by all means, go ahead and see like at least Dynasty Warriors like 6 through 9. And you'll see that this face is actually an upgrade from what he usually has, because usually he's fucking hideous in the other games. But yeah, we'll rewind real quick, because we end up passing the Wu guys a second here, so give it a second. So I think I ended up missing it again. So this is obviously, so Chung Pu's still in the game, of course. We saw him, I think, in the first trailer where people were like looking through and seeing who was around. I think people mentioned, I don't know how far I can go with this before it transitions back to the other thing. Okay, so like right here on the right, I think people mentioned this is Lu Meng over here. Again, I don't know how far I can go with it. Hang on, we're still moving. Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, this one right here, Lu Meng. So obviously it's pretty obvious that a lot of the characters that we saw from previous games are going to be back. Again, I don't know if they're going to be playable, but in terms of like being companions or anything like that, I don't know how far they're going to go with it. Again, they only really mentioned that they're going to be right now they've only shown that you have Guan Yu, Xiahou Dun, and Sun Shengsheng. I'm assuming the other characters will obviously be a factor in it as well. And I think over here is was Lu Su as well. Sorry, I'm trying to go as like careful with it as possible. Yeah, so like it's hard to see him. Oh, actually, I full screened it. But yeah, it was Lu Su. Lu Su was also there. It's hard to get his face with this thing in the way, but he's also there. So those three, again, I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting a lot of the characters that we haven't seen or that we have seen in like at least DW9 and everything. So it looks like for the most part, at least the early era of the characters are for sure going to be back. Obviously, here's young Cao Cao again. A better look at him. Xiahou Dun looking like a goat, of course, as always. I can't tell. I don't know if they like revamped both their designs, but it looks mostly the same for Dian Wei and Shu Chu. I'm not entirely sure. Is this still his Dynasty Warriors 9 design? Because again, I don't really play much with either of them. Not to mention Dian Wei's story is usually pretty short. Shu Chu, I just haven't played with because I don't like the club in Dynasty Warriors 9. But I'm assuming this is this his Dynasty Warriors 9 design? Or is it just like a very similar one? Does he look less baby? I get. Maybe it just depends on his expression. He has a more he has a more serious expression just from this walking right here that they're doing. But I mean, he looks about the same for me. I think it's just like every face got a bit of a glow up from the just new graphics and everything. But yeah, there you go. There's at least the Cao group right now. And I think as well, we already saw at least from a render, a portrait. Xiahou Yuan is also part of this as well. That's just a generic. This shit still looks insane. Just looking at this gameplay. Okay, actually, right here. This is actually a very important shot right here. Because it was actually mentioned because I think there was someone who ended up getting like early access to see the one of the demos. I don't know what it was from or anything like that, but this actually is a very important shot. As you can see, every soldier is actually circled around you and Hua Xiong. So I think I could be mistaken, but because I need to check it again. But that post on Twitter did mention that this is a duel. So apparently duels are brought back. They did it in a more Dynasty Warriors 6 type of way where everyone just like, which makes way more sense to do it than just being teleported to some random ass arena like in 4. But they brought back the duels to where everyone circles you and then you have a fight with obviously the person that you initiate a duel with. In this instance, it's Hua Xiong, which makes sense since he's the big guy of Si Shui Gate. So I don't remember. I could have been mistaken. So if anyone has seen it, you're more than welcome to correct me on it. I think they mentioned that it is timed. And I think they show both the health bars on the top there. Obviously, it doesn't show it for here because it's a more cinematic type gameplay thing. But they showed that there should be health bars with yours and Hua Xiong at the very top. So again, it's very Dynasty Warriors 4-like, where it shows both your health bars, I think, right up there. So obviously, if you win, your morale goes up. Everyone's very happy. If not, obviously the morale will drop and all that stuff. I don't know what happens if it goes to a draw, if that's possible. Again, I could have sworn they mentioned that there was a time limit for this stuff. So maybe if there's a draw, maybe it'll be like how it is in DW4, to where there's often chances where you'll just lose morale with your whole army for some stupid reason, or they just do it to where there's no effect at all, or like how it was with Dynasty Warriors 6. Obviously, it looks like you're scaling up castle walls, of course. I don't know who the hell this is. It's just, I don't know who this is supposed to be. I don't know if there's any other shot of this guy who just like knocks your sword out of the way. He just like shoots it like right off your hands here. But yeah, I have no fucking clue who this is supposed to be. Obviously, he's wearing green, so safe assumption it's someone from Shu, maybe, or at least in Liu, because she wasn't really a thing yet. But from Liu Bei's army, maybe. I'm assuming. I don't know who this is supposed to be at all. I don't know if anyone actually has mentioned who this is. But, again, if you at least see the scenery and everything, because a lot of people are wondering where this game's going to, like, finish. Again, it's not guaranteed that it's going to finish here. It might actually go further than that, but obviously, as you can see, the burning ships, and the ship you're on is also burning. Obviously, you're on Chirby, so Chirby is at least guaranteed to be here as well. There's going to be another shot that's going to be coming up as well that I'll talk about. I don't know if it's going to be Fawn Castle or not. I'm assuming it is because it's an older Guan Yu, but again, we'll get to that when we get to it. But yeah, I don't know if this is that supposed to just be, no, I don't think it's Liu Bei with armor. Again, I'm not trying to be a dick to him, but his ears are way too small to be Liu Bei's, at least from the angles that they're shown. I don't think this is Liu Bei. And besides, it'd be weird if this is Liu Bei, because they already showed him earlier when he was with his brothers in Gongsun Zan. Not to mention, I'm assuming they're going to keep him with the dual swords, and this guy's only using one. So I don't know, maybe this is a brand new character for all I know, but I don't think this is Liu Bei, because he already has his own armor when he's younger, and I'm assuming at this point, maybe he's aged up a little bit. If not, maybe at least until like after Chirby or something like that. But yeah, I don't think that's Liu Bei. If it is, I'll say I'm wrong. Su Shu? I don't know. That'd be really weird if that was Su Shu. Also, I guess Yuan Shao and Sun Jian right here, young Yuan Shao and old as fuck Sun Jian. Let me see if I missed anything. Obviously, there's a Jinyo as well. Okay, I didn't think I missed anything else. Yeah, here we go. There's Jinyo looking like a goat, like he already did. He looks amazing. I love it. If that's Pang Tong, I am going to be sad. I'm assuming they're not really going to be updating characters like that, like how we were either hoping or assuming. Obviously, with Pang Tong, I don't care. I think he's perfectly fine the way he is, but I don't think they're going to go that way with it. So I think that's perfect. I think that's just going to be just some person we don't know yet. And I highly doubt that Shu because I'm pretty sure he's got more. He's kind of got like a, weirdly enough, he's got a bit of a Junyo type vibe with his messy hair and the beard and the full-fledged beard. I don't think that's Shu as well. If it is and they're just changing him up completely, that's a whole other thing. That'd be interesting if they gave him more of a role, because obviously usually after, depending on the game you play, at least with Dynasty Warriors 9, he's basically just gone after that. And obviously if you play DW8, he's there technically at Chirby as well. If you play like him, play the later games, usually at least in DB4, for instance, if you want the fire attack to succeed with all that stuff with Pang Tong, you got to take out Shu and all that stuff. But I don't know. I don't think that's Shu. If it is, again, weird choice in my personal opinion. But hey, what do I know? But I don't think that's him personally. Yeah, there's Junyo looking like a goat, and these shots go crazy. Go crazy fast. Okay, yeah, so I'm assuming this is Yuan, based off the hair, this is Yuan Shao when he's younger, just doesn't have the helmet on. I will say, this is probably one of, I'm usually a fan of Sun Jian having a helmet on, but this shit looks so cool to me. I actually really dig his look a lot in this game. But yeah, here's at least them looking face to face. I don't know if it's for a tense reason or something like that. Maybe he's getting pissed off at the fact that, the supplies didn't go to him or something. I don't know. It just feels like a tense little thing here, unless they're just face to face for no fucking reason. But yeah, but then of course we got this over here. Obviously we got Zhou Yu. It looks like he's kind of portrayed more of his Dynasty Warriors 9 look still. I think this is supposed to be Sun Quan. Obviously yeah, because again, if you look at the background, it shows all the Navy shit. So I'm assuming this is before Chirby. I'm assuming, so this is probably Sun Quan here. We got Lu Su right there again, a little better shot of him. Still a little bit distance away. Over on the far left here, assuming this is Gan Ning. And I think if we let it go a little bit more, there's Chung Pu again, so you get another shot of him. But it looks like they kind of went a different route with Gan Ning's whole look. I'm assuming this is Gan Ning over here. And if it is, they went with a very different like way of his stuff. Sun Jian looks like he can solo the entire cast. Honestly, same. He does look like that. It looks really, I really like the long hair that he has. It looks so good. Out of all the designs that Sun Jian had without his helmet on, I definitely think that's his best look. Easily so far. I think he also has a cape too, if I'm not mistaken, which is nice that they kept in there. What up, Hex? Welcome, we're doing good. And if I missed anyone else, I'm sorry. It'd be cool if Jin Dynasty was a Dynasty Warriors Origins. It might potentially be something that we see later. I don't know. But again, for all I know right now, it feels like, because technically we haven't even seen anything about Zhuge Liang, which I'm assuming him and Sima Yi will probably pop up in maybe a later trailer. Because again, it looks like they're mostly just showing everything from Chirby and before that, obviously. So it's possible that they're going to be showing us another trailer at some point. A lot of people are starting to think that the game actually will just go all the way up to Wuzhong Plains and then just be done. Kind of like how the old games were, where they did, for Shu and Wei, it was the Wuzhong Plains, and then for like Wei Wu, it was usually Hefei Castle. So they're all people are kind of assuming it's probably going to end there, which is really a good stopping point if you think about it, especially if they're trying to go more in depth with the storytelling and everything. Which, again, that's kind of what they preach that they would try to do. I'm not sure if they're actually going to do it in like a way that they're making it sound like, to where it's going to be a lot more in depth. I'm not sure. But yeah, no, I'm assuming right now, the popular thing right now, until we actually see trailers, and again, maybe they'll actually show that off when we actually get around to seeing a trailer involving Zhuge Liang and maybe Sima Yi as well. If they actually go the whole fucking way with this, that'd be crazy, because I would not expect that. But if they do, they better, and I really do mean this, they better just make it to where there's a free mode so where you can relive all the stages and be able to play with any character that you want, because they really need to do that. But that's going to get that. We're going to get to that topic later. But yeah, here's at least the Wu army and Chirby. I'm assuming at least, because again, we have the ship right there in the background. We only see the back of, I'm assuming, Sun Quan right now, but it looks pretty good. Wait, no, hold on. Easy trailer. My queen, she's here. Oh, she's so good. She looks amazing. She looks so good. I love her design in this game. It is magnificent. It is beautiful. They did such an amazing job with how she looks. A lot of people are also assuming, and I'm not 100% sure myself, maybe they will. They see this like hairpin needle thing that's going on. I don't know if they're going to go this whole route with it, but first off, god damn, but second of all, I don't know if this is going to be like a new moveset. A lot of some people were mentioning this to me, and even people mentioned it on my post as well, that since she has this little needle thing, that might be her new moveset or something like that, kind of like a cha-cha type moveset. I couldn't say. I couldn't say. Right now, all I'm just happy as the fact that she's still in the... It was obvious that she was going to be in the game still. I know a lot of people were kind of tilting a little bit towards the fact that she might not be. It was obvious she was going to be in the game. It's Dynasty Warriors. She's part of the whole thing. It makes, and she's been around since the very beginning. I had no doubt she was really going to be in the game. I would have been shocked if Diao-chan didn't make it into the game. So, for anyone who was scared, don't worry. Your GOAT is still in the game. She's still there. So that's great. I agree. She does need the twin maces back. I'll take Ling Chi over Jin Dynasty any day. If we're going to be getting more, if we're going to be getting Lu Bu and maybe more in depth with Lu Bu, since again, they're, according to them, they're supposed to go more in depth with the storytelling and everything, it's possible. We already know we got Chen Gong. Diao-chan will probably be there too. I don't know actually how long she'll be around. I don't know if they're just going to be like, all right, see you later after the whole thing where she takes out Dong Zhuo. I kind of would prefer her to still be there even during like Sha Pi and everything, even if she gets taken prisoner and like, you know, like, I don't know, offs herself at some point as well. I don't know, but at least to me, I prefer her to just be there the whole time. Maybe even finally get some interactions with her and Lu Lingqi as well. It'd be cool. Will it happen? Most likely not, but it'd be sick if it did happen to where we actually get some interaction between Diao-chan and Lu Lingqi. I think it'd be an interesting little scenario there. And just be able to have like Lu Bu's love interest for there as well. It could potentially even be his downfall, because again, I used to watch, when I watched the like 2010 Three Kingdoms show, it was really cool that like she was the top priority for Lu Bu, and that was one of the biggest reasons, mostly just because he just wasn't listening to Chen Gong, surprise, surprise. But a lot of it had to do with the fact that she ended up getting sick when he actually made a really good plan. And he's just like, nope, I'm going to be taking care of my wife. Do what you got to do. It's all on you. And that's when it led to the big downfall. I would actually be okay with that. I don't think they're going to go that route with it, but it would just be nice to see Diao-chan longer than they have done for the later games. Usually, at least in the old games when they had Lu Bu around, she was still there. But until I think like around when Lu Lingqi came around, they just like kind of just said, all right, Diao-chan, who in my opinion is easily one of the most important characters of the novel as well, because she's the one who was the reason Dong Zhuo's dead, because she manipulated the strongest freaking warrior to kill him. But what do I know? Maybe it's also just because I have a lot of more of what's the right word? Not attachment. It's more biased for Diao-chan, but that's just me. But I would like to see her go in the long run and everything. Maybe have some interactions with Lu Lingqi. Again, I don't think it's going to happen. I think she's just going to vanish after Dong Zhuo dies again, unfortunately. She'll just say her goodbyes to Lu Bu. But again, I'm hoping I'm going to be very happily surprised and she actually stays around. Maybe she joins us if we can decide choices for the story. That's possible. It looks like, I mean, you are going to be able to do different routes depending on, like, with the Three Kingdom characters. I'm assuming you're going to have some role with playing with Dong Zhuo dying as well. It would be really cool because it looks like they're also trying to take it to where it's more of a boss fight type of thing, like how they did with Samurai Warriors, even with how Team Ninja kind of did with Wolong. Because it does look like they took some inspiration from Wolong with visuals for one, and which I gotta say, the graphics look amazing. I think it's just because we're finally on new gen consoles only. And again, for anyone who doesn't have it, sorry, but I really do think the biggest thing is because it's on new gen consoles finally, and it looks so good. It's been such a long time coming. All right, let's keep moving. Here we go. It's Cao Cao again right there. Just looking like a young little goat. Throwing the sword to him and everything. Another thing is, can we talk about how good Zhong Liao looks over here on the left as well? Look at the goat. A lot of people said this is his, like, this is very Dynasty Warriors 4 type for him, with the with like the scarf right there. It's mostly, I think, just for the cape, and the blue thing right there. It just, everything looks so good. Can I just say, this is easily one of his best looks ever. Looks like, obviously, he still got the twin axes and everything. Shahadun still got his weapon. It looks like his handle is a little bit larger too. I think some people mentioned that too. I'm not entirely sure if that's for anything important, if they really changed up his stuff, but I'm not sure. But yeah, a lot of people said this is a more armored up callback to his Dynasty Warriors 4 outfit, and it looks very, very similar, and I do agree, and that's great because that's honestly one of my favorite designs. 4 and 5 are my personal favorites of Zhong Liao, and it looks like they did a callback for that, and I love it so much. It looks amazing. We don't need to stay too long on Zhong Liao. I just wanted to be able to like freeze it real quick to show the GOAT. Okay, everyone just running in again. Oh yeah, so here's some more of the combat for the characters and everything too. Let me back up a minute. It doesn't show much, it shows like one slash, but yeah, as you can see here, he usually does use one hand, so maybe it's just the fact that it just gave him for aesthetic reasons, or maybe make it easier. Maybe they thought it was more of appropriate to do, because as you can see here, Shahadun does have a longer handle, but it looks like for the most part, it's still around the same type of moveset, so I guess there's nothing really different about him aside from just the handle being longer, but that's about it. I think we have some, yeah, because for the most part, that looks exactly the same. I don't know who that is right there. I didn't really get to see a good look. Obviously, this is Zhongfei here, but who's this? Oh, is this, this is one of the Wu characters. Is this Huang Gai? Because they mentioned that they made Huang Gai a lot younger in this one. It's so hard to see, though. I think this is supposed to be Huang Gai. It looks like he's got some, like, he's using his fists, I think? It's so tough to see, because, again, it's like one slot. It's like 2 hits. I'm assuming it is. It looks like it, yeah, Huang Gai. And then he's using his fist for it, I guess. Again, I can't really get a good shot of it. It's literally just like 2 frames worth. It's really rough. But yeah, it looks like he's a fist user for this game. Which is honestly good because I think they said you're going to be using every character that you run into. You're going to be able to use their weapons for the main character. So if you're able to use some type of fist for it, that's a big plus in my opinion. So that's great. I'm really happy about that. That is sick. And then obviously here, Zhongfei, he's got his Serpent Pike as well. So that's another confirmation that his pike is back as well, or spear, whatever you want to call it. I just remember calling it the Serpent Pike or whatever. But yeah, it looks like he's back. He's got his own moveset as well from the looks of it too, I think. At least from that angle as well. Can I just say just how mind-blowing this shot is with how many soldiers are on screen with this? This looks absolutely insane. It looks so great. The catapults and all the soldiers over there and over here. This is something that I've wanted to see for so long with like newer Dynasty Warriors games. Because if you saw, there's a lot of the games that just make it to where the soldiers like kind of disappear for the sake of, you know, performance reasons. This is easily one of the coolest shots to me, just to see how many, and it's probably not even all, there's probably a shit ton of them in the back as well. But it's just such a cool sight to see. I'm assuming this is Sishui Gate still, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe it's Hulao Gate, I'm not sure. But just the sight of this looks so amazing. I love it. It looks so great.
Has been cast.
Okay, so this is when everyone's gathered up for the Dongzhuo, anti-Dongzhuo stuff. I wish we could customize the characters close at least. Yeah, I mean, once we get to the end of the trailer, it does show that you could have like a pre-order bonus for what's it called? The Wolong design, the default Wolong design. So it's kind of weird because they're like, we didn't think, because at least in the interview he was like, we didn't really consider doing any customization, or at least we didn't consider, or I didn't consider any outfits that you can really change, because apparently it might just change in the long run. Maybe he'll have a different design, because there's no way the guy that we're playing as is not going to age up in any way, shape, or form. I'm assuming we'll see an aged up Cao Cao at some point. We already got a confirmation of at least some type of age progression with Guan Yu, because he has a whole different design. His beard's longer. It's the one that we already saw, but again, there's just that guy there again. I'm guessing it's maybe Gong Sun San, maybe. I'm not sure. And the music's just so goated. Also, I know it already showed, but just the fact that you can jump on people's heads just to go around them. Also, this side is crazy as well. It's just so crazy. I love it. It is such a marvelous sight. Look at this. It's so crazy. It's so good. But yeah, just being able to, like, jump over someone's head and just do a ground pound and just take out a bunch of them. What the hell's going on here? I have no idea. Yeah, it looks like we'll be having some, like, shields and everything. Some, like, shield enemies and all that stuff, which is really cool. But it looks like we're going to be fighting, like, soldiers that are going to be on a cart. Also, that's, like, if you look at this, this is, like, the old, like, harness from, I think, DB2 or 3? That's a very old-looking harness from one of the older games. Yeah, this is a very old-looking harness. It looks like from DB2, I think. Chariot, that's what I meant. Yeah, Chariot. That shit's spiked out from every single side. Jesus. The wheel. The wheel. Just from the sides here and everything. That's crazy. So yeah, it looks like we're going to be having a bunch of different types of enemies. Being able to just see the rain and everything here too. Nothing crazy. There he was. No, let's go back. Let's go back. We gotta see him. Come on. Where is he? I don't know if they're gonna make an Empires game for this. This is very, very, like, it just depends on, like, how this game progresses. Honestly, what they could do is maybe potentially use the we're getting way too ahead of ourselves as well. There you go. Lubu. I guess just breaking off everything. Everybody, Halbert's, I think, same design. Honestly, his face looks like it got a glow up too. I was not really a big fan of Lubu's design or his, like, model, so per se, either in Dynasty Warriors 9. This one already looks like it's a lot better, in my opinion. But yeah, it looks like, obviously, him just getting everybody off. I am so excited to see just how his intro is going to be. In my personal opinion, I think Dynasty Warriors 9 already did an amazing job of his intro. When you see him at Hulao Gate, he looked amazing. Like, he just looks so cool, like, taking out all these soldiers so effortlessly, going all around Hulao Gate and everything and taking them out. I thought that was easily one of the coolest of intros for him. And now that we have, like, all this and they have way more, like, crazier even more cinematic cutscenes, I feel like we're probably in for a good treat, because obviously when you see Lubu, you want him to have, like, the coolest intro, like, ever, a cutscene ever. So I'm assuming we'll get something cool out of this. But he looks so rad. I gotta say, this is more black and, like, more silver, or maybe, like, just, like, some fucked up type of gold, maybe with just the lighting and everything. I'm not sure, but the gold was way too much in my opinion. But I do say that this, with the black, the red, and whatever type of, like, color this is, I don't know if it's, like, some, like, weird, like, stained type of, like, gold or anything. I'm not an expert on colors, but this looks like such a massive glow up compared to his Dynasty Warriors 9 design for me. This one is easily, like, a favorite probably so far, and its face model actually kind of makes him look a bit younger too. Maybe that's just me as well, I'm not sure, but he does look a bit younger here, which is fine too. I think for the most part, usually when I see stuff with him, he looks pretty young. But this one, I like it. He's still got that big figure and everything too. Got his halberd still, which is awesome. The Sky Piercer, so everything looks good for him. I actually have no complaints for Lubu at all. Looks really, really good. Oh, all right. We'll get to this. We'll get to this shot in just a second, but yeah. Well, poor moments before disaster. Poor Dan Wei is about to get fucking destroyed. Holy crap, that is so sad to see. Holy shit, that's funny. So yeah, obviously this shot's gonna be in here too. Unfortunately, he is still going to die, which obviously it's meant to happen. So I'm not saying that as if, like, that was a bad decision or anything. It's supposed to happen. It's just sad to see because he's such a good character. But yeah, moments before disaster, bro is about to die. Ain't no fucking way you said spoilers when there have been 9 games of the same damn story. Obviously, I know you're joking. Oh my god, that's so funny. He did die like a boss, yeah. Oh, Joshua was already confirmed. He's in Sisui Gate. He's part of Dong Zhuo's army at the beginning. So he was already long confirmed. You could see him also in the battle preparation, some dialogue too, during the China Joy gameplay stuff. So he was already way confirmed. So yeah, right here. You can see, aged up. He's got his beard back and everything. Bro, look at the red in his eye. I don't know if that's just from a lighting thing or bro is exhausted. I don't know what shot this is from. A lot of people are assuming, kind of myself included, that this is supposed to be Fawn Castle. I'm assuming. I'm not sure where else you would probably see this, like, but great shot of him. As you see, he's got like his headpiece back. His beard is pretty much back to normal and everything too. It's a full-fledged beard with the mustache and all that stuff too. So, assuming this is probably most likely Fawn Castle, so probably maybe also guaranteed that it's going to be there too. Also, just want to say really quick, just to shill real quick for myself, if you enjoy this stuff, hit the like button. Also, if you're just excited for the game, hit the like button. Especially if you want to support me, hit the like button. Greatly appreciate it. Anyway, moving on. But yeah. So I'm assuming this is probably going to be at Fawn Castle. If the eye is anything to go by, bro's probably exhausted. I'm not sure. But yeah. So there's probably a good assumption that this will probably go at least maybe to the Wuzhong Plains. I'm assuming. It'd be very weird to probably end it at Fawn Castle. Unless you're one of the people helping kill Guan Yu. That would be a pretty interesting ending. You're killing the God of War to finish the game. But at that point, if they're already going all the way to Fawn Castle, personally, I would just think it makes more sense to go ahead and just go all the way up to Wuzhong Plains at least, and Hefei Castle if they want to include that too. That's how I see it. Yeah, he's probably going through it after Ping and Zhou Tsang died. That also makes me wonder too. Yeah, killing your first. That would be a great way to end it, in my opinion, though. Just to off the one of the first people you befriend in the game, take out Guan Yu. That'd be honestly such a great way to end it. But I don't know. I feel like they're probably gonna go all the way up to Wuzhong Plains, maybe. But it would be really cool, honestly, because I really don't know how they're gonna do it. I'm assuming there may be gonna be like 3 branching paths, like join Shu, join Wu, join Wei. Not join them, but like take part in the battles, maybe. I don't know. There's still so much we need to know about it, but because right now we've only seen like you can pick like 3 options from like joining up with Sun Chengsheng, Guan Yu, and Xiahou Dun during Si Shui Gate. That's all we know so far. So, but that would be a really cool way to at least finish off, in my opinion, if they somehow manage to finish off here. Again, I don't know if they will. I do think it's probably gonna be Wuzhong Plains. It's gonna be the last one. And the reason why is because we still haven't seen, you know, technically who's like the main character of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms in the later chapters. Zhuge Liang, he is still not present in any of these trailers. So we'll most likely get more of an answer when we see him. For all we know, they'll probably just show off his fucking death like that, just like him hanging off a chair and dying or something during the Wuzhong Plains. So I'm assuming they'll show that, and probably also show Sima Yi as well. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. But yeah, at least it pretty maybe is guaranteed that this most likely is Fawn Castle. Yeah, that's the thing too. Chirbi, Zhuge Liang, Kongming, he's going to be there as well. But again, I'm just saying maybe they're just waiting for a specific trailer to show off Zhuge Liang, and maybe even similarly, maybe they're going to be their own separate trailers. That's what I'm getting at. Because again, they have not been shown at all. And again, that's not me saying they're just not going to be in the game. They're obviously going to be in the freaking game. They're the 2 most important characters at the end of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. They're obviously going to be in the game. But even still, they're like even in the middle of it too. They're like easily like one of the highlights for like the end game. They're going to be in the game. So obviously I know that both of them are going to be in it. I'm assuming both are going to be introduced. Obviously Zhuge Liang get introduced around Changbang. Sima Yi will probably get introduced around or after Chirbi, depending on how they want to tell it, because sometimes they did it during Chirbi. He was in the battle. Other games it was after Chirbi. So it just depends. But Guan Yu, looking sick. He looks really cool. Looks like they just mostly just gave him a headgear and made him look older. I think that was pretty much it. Oh, God. Flashbang. Yeah, I don't think there was really anything else to see after that. I think Guan Yu is honestly the last really big, like, thing to see there. Boo again, Dian Wei dying, Guan Yu. Looks like you're going to be getting pelted with a lot of arrows outside a fortress as well, which is cool. I like that kind of thing where you're like, even though you're outside the fortress, usually all the danger would be in there. They're actually showing like all the danger. Even during these fortress-like battles, they're going to be raining down arrows from you, even from inside, which is awesome. I love that a lot. It's really cool. It just adds more to the war type effect. Here's the shielded enemies that we're probably going to be running into, and here's your character with the with Xiahou Dun's weapon, again with a longer handle. I think that's really the only big difference with it, and just taking out a bunch of soldiers here. Now I'm wondering if this actually, I don't know if anyone knows like all this, like the symbols and everything here. I don't know if this is supposed to just be yellow turbans still, or if this is actually like, if you go on you're killing Yuan Shao's army. I don't know, but still. They just look regularly armored, so I don't know, because I know in some of the games they actually try to make it to where the characters are more, or the soldiers for the yellow turbans are more like, you know, peasant looking. And this game, clearly, they don't look peasant looking here, so I'm not sure. To be fair, I actually don't remember how they looked in the gameplay trailer, which we'll see in a minute, because I will leave that up for a little bit when we do it. Like I said, I already made like a whole thing to where it shows all the trailers put into one in case you want to see it. But yeah, here's this shot of him just taking him out. Him just close up and about to whoop this character and whoop this random soldier's ass. And then we're back to the title. So far, I mean, the maps look pretty promising. They at least, oh yeah, here's the early purchase bonus, early work soundtrack collection, digital edition. So apparently, if you want to get that, it's digital. A soundtrack featuring a total of 191 original music tracks from the series, including the background music from the title spanning from Dynasty Warriors 2 to Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires, as well as Omega Force's first title. Wow, the original Dynasty Warriors? The freaking PS1 fighting game? Wow, that's kind of crazy. I did not see that. That's crazy. Wow. But wow, yeah, that's pretty cool. So we're gonna 191 original music tracks. That's crazy. From DDB5 to 5 interesting that they just included 5 Empires, but not complaining. And the digital pre-order bonus will be obviously the main character with the protagonist. The protagonist is the nameless warrior garb from Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Yeah, apparently we're going to be getting DDB1 music. That's just original Dynasty Warriors. Because I think if they were, because they already acknowledged Dynasty Warriors 2 over here. I know the Japanese way of it, they don't really acknowledge the first PS1 game. They kind of just go into the second game and just call it that one. So I'm assuming this is just legitimately the first game from the PS1, which I'm cool with. Hey, Dynasty Warriors 1 had some bangers to it too. They had some bangers, in my personal opinion. But man, there's a lot to digest with that. That just from that trailer alone, and just some of the news that I've been seeing too, from some Twitter stuff, all of it just looks insane. I really, honestly, the more I see it, the more excited I am for it. Hopefully this game is honestly really good. I don't know. I think there's at least a lot of reason to be excited for it. There's still a lot that they can show with in terms of characters and everything. I like the little, actually, we didn't even talk about that. Hold on. That little piece right here. Let's go to that real quick. Right here. They even made it to where there's actual proper like water traversal. How good or annoying that'll be in the actual game, I have no idea. But this, even just a small little detail like that. Who's that? Is that Lu Su? Who's that? I'm assuming that's probably Lu Su. It looks like Lu Su from the back. It can't be worse than 9. Who is this? I didn't even notice this guy right here traversing the water with you. I guess it mostly just depends as well. Is this... No, is that... No, Lu Su is more robed up. Who is this? Is that possibly Sun Ce? Maybe? 50 minutes of gameplay tomorrow. Wow. We'll probably just watch that too tomorrow, honestly. I'm okay with not doing too much gameplay today. I can always schedule the other stuff tomorrow, honestly. If it's supposed to be 50 minutes of gameplay, hey, I'll watch it. We'll just stream and watch it and give reactions to it and everything. But yeah, maybe that's Sun Ce. Maybe, I'm not sure. If it is, it kind of feels like a DW3 or 4 vibe, if that is supposed to be him. I don't know, the bang right here, this little tiny bang here, it makes me think it might actually be him. Maybe that is the back of Sun Ce. And of course, they if it is him, they show the shot of him not holding a weapon. That gives me a lot of reason to be upset with you, Koei Tecmo, Omega Force. I'll be pissed. But if it's not the Tonfas, I'm disowning you.
So choose your path wisely.
Yeah, that was a cutscene we already saw.
And learn what it means to be a hero.
I love the just even the weather effects look really great here too. It just it doesn't feel like Dynasty Warriors. I mean, when you see obviously this stuff, like, yeah, that's Dynasty Warriors, but like just the feel of the battles and the battlefields, and then, you know, Zheng Zhao being completely different as well. It just feels, it doesn't feel like Dynasty Warriors, but I don't mean that in a bad way. It feels like Dynasty Warriors, but it doesn't at the same time, if that makes sense. But I mean that in a very, very nice and positive way. It just feels so different, and I'm liking what I'm seeing so far with the trailers. The news that I've seen too, oh yeah, they also mentioned with the morale system as well. Apparently how they're technically bringing that back too, where obviously you have a morale of like your whole army, I think, and then also people have their own. They had a phrase for it, but I don't remember. We'll just go the individual morale system as well. So like your whole army could be doing good, but one person's going to be sucking wind in the battlefield if their morale's too low. So it does that is something that they had in like the old games from like, you know, like 5 and even below, like 3, like 2 and below probably. So that's pretty crazy that they're actually bringing that back too. So it looks like it's actually going to make a bit of a difference with the battles and everything if they're actually bringing back that type of morale system too. It's crazy to think about. Yeah, it really, it's just a whole fresh chapter in the series. I agree. Yes, there actually are pictures to show as well. Again, people of the Discord, lovely people of the Discord, I gotta say real quick as well. Again, if you guys want to check out the Discord and see any of this stuff yourself without me yapping, by all means, you can check in the description. Again, some people have actually put some renders of pictures and everything, and I'll show that off in just a sec as well. Actually, is that going to go over to this one? Hey, that worked out perfect. There we go. You can see it right here. You can see here, we do have some like stuff right here already. I'll just leave the trailer going on in the back. Actually, no, that's going to be annoying. I'm going to pause that. But yeah, you can see some of the renders already with the characters. Yes. Oh, yeah, you can see right here. Here's the gauntlets. Yeah, apparently this is Huang Gai. What a fucking difference of a design. Can I also just say, I think he looks off. Not in a mean, not even in a mean way. For some reason, his render, it doesn't look, Zhong Fei's, it doesn't look like it's from a new gen game. I don't know why. Maybe it's his face, his whole model in general. Maybe it's his like torso as well. I don't know. Something about it, like all these other guys look like they're from the new gen game. Zhong Fei's render looks very off to me for some reason. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Also, I gotta lower my voice a bit more because I'm gonna like keel over. But I'm just hyped. I'm sorry. Wouldn't be surprised if we got ourselves a Dynasty Warriors Origins Empires. It's way too soon to see, honestly. I think if we get a lot of good feedback on this game, if they get a lot of good feedback on this game, they'll probably do another one. But it does. Yeah, it looks AI generated. Maybe. Yeah. Again, the others look fine, but Zhong Fei's just looks weird. I don't know. It's it just looks. He looks plastic a bit. The beard is not helping him either. I don't know. He just looks like an old gen like character. But again, not in a bad way. I think the design itself looks great. Or maybe not great. It's different, and like it's not a different that I hate. I'm okay with it personally. Honestly, a lot of the screenshots that were shown were just from the trailer itself, so I don't really need to show those off. But I'll only show the ones that were put in the Discord. Also, yes, hang on, where is it? Where's that screenshot someone gave me? Oh yeah, here's one of them. Here's another one. Shows the characters again. Guojia also shown to be confirmed as well. So I'm assuming these are all characters you'll probably be able to play alongside. I mean, it already showed gameplay for Huang Gai. I don't think we actually saw any for Shang Tsung. Obviously, she's confirmed to be playable. Zhou Yu, Zhang Liao, Guojia. I'm assuming we might be able to fight alongside these two as well. Maybe. That'd be pretty neat. I would be shocked if we don't fight alongside Diao Chun at least once, since, you know, again, very important character. I'm assuming they, unless they just do a lot of this shit from the sidelines with her. But the GOAT, he's there. It's Zhao Yun. Kind of looks like he's got his Dynasty Warriors 9 design, but he's got his Dynasty Warriors 7 hair, which I didn't hate the hairstyle. And for some reason it looks better here. Here's a slightly better look at it, if you want to be able to see. At least with Zhao Yun, and here's a little bit more of a shot with Lu Bu as well. But really digging the look. It mostly just looks like a DW9 design. They really just gave him a different headband and just a Dynasty Warriors 7 hair. But he looks great, in my opinion. I think he looks amazing. Jong-he? I don't think we've seen Jong-he yet. He'll most likely be there too, since he's part of both Yuan Shao's army and Wei's at a later point as well. But there's still a lot of characters that they need to show off, and there's still time. We got enough time. It's gonna be, of course, if anyone didn't notice as well, if you didn't see from the trailer, we do have a release date, which was January 17th of next year. So it's not that long from now, honestly. It is not that long at all. Well, it makes sense that he's not the poster boy. It's weird that they also have a render for him in Gojia, but they were in none of the trailers, which is kind of weird, but whatever. Honestly, I would like to, out of all of them, I honestly weirdly want to see more gameplay of Lu Bu. And it's mostly just to see how his moveset is. And not to mention as well, if they do actually show gameplay of him, that will at least show that he's confirmed to be playable. It would be nice if Terrence Stone is back as Zhao Yun, as well as Jameson Price back as Lu Bu. I don't think that we're going to be getting the same voice cast from 8. I know a lot of people want that on their wish list, but I think to me personally, and if we do, awesome. But the issue is we just haven't heard any of the. I think the only character we've really heard was what, Cao Cao and some grunts from like the main character, but that's about it. Yeah, no, with Zhao Yun with the green outlines, it looks really good. Again, it's very similar to his 9 design, which it looks like that was kind of the vibe that they were going with a few of these designs. It's mostly just similar to Dynasty Warriors 9, which is fine. Honestly, it would have been nice to see how they look with more up-to-date gen graphics, and so far I've not been disappointed with any of these designs. They've been looking great. But yeah, I personally, I'm not going to try to like say like, oh, get your hopes up and we're going to be getting like Jameson Price and Terrence Stone for Zhao Yun and Lu Bu. I personally, if we do get it, awesome. I don't see it happening. Here's the worst case scenario, and I don't think we're gonna go that. I'm sure that they heard the feedback on how bad the voice direction was for Dynasty Warriors 9. It's not even the voice actor's fault. It's just voice direction. If we get better voice direction for these characters for the English version, I think it'll still be fine. As long as we get a good, like, would I wish for like perfection? Yeah, but I for at least for me in terms of their voices for now for the English dub, as long as we get good, I'm not gonna just say passable because I don't want to go too low barred with it. If we get a good English dub, depending on, regardless of who we get for voicing, whether it's more well-known voice actors, which probably won't be the case, or even if it's just more smaller time voice actors and they at least get proper direction in their stuff, I think that will be good to me. Because at the end of the day, again, I know we've had a lot of these voices for so many years with Lu Bu. We've had them since Dynasty Warriors 5 through Dynasty Warriors 8. Terrence Stone was for Zhao Yun for Dynasty Warriors, technically even. Actually, I don't know which one came first, but we had him in Dynasty Warriors 4 or Kessen 2, whichever one came first, all the way to Dynasty Warriors 8 as well. Great voices, both of them. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be upset just so long as we get good direction in the voice acting. It's really up to it really comes down to if they get the proper direction for their voices, for like to voice act, it'll still be good. The issue was, and apparently a lot of people told me this, and apparently they got it from the voice actors themselves as well who did 9. There was just little to no direction for them, so they didn't really understand what they were voicing for it. So it really boils down to if we can get good, and I'll take their word for it. I have no reason to doubt it. Do it for anyone who disagrees or anything. You're more than welcome to. Again, we have no confirmation on that, but I'll at least take the voice actors' words for it. But as long as we actually do get good direction for it, I'll be happy. Because if we get good direction, we'll get good voice acting. It shouldn't, for me, it won't matter if it's the old cast or the current, or just like a new cast or something. It really just depends if they actually give them the proper direction. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I looked at the KT schedule tomorrow, and the 50-minute gameplay is actually a Q&A, and the 27th, sorry for the misinformation. Oh, no problem. If that's the case, I think, because that's a Friday, I might stream Friday. If that's the case. If I end up missing a day tomorrow, it is what it is. Unless I end up leaving early again, which has kind of been happening a lot. The only reason I left early today, Everything got taken down. Our area actually just got completely like taken down because someone blew the transformer. But thankfully, it didn't hit my house. Thank God. But we did flicker over here and it like messed with our AC. But thankfully, didn't mess up the house at least. It wasn't that close. Yeah, especially when a few months ago the strike happened. I agree. Yeah. So yeah, don't give yourselves too high. Again, if it happens, what a great miracle that we get some of the old voices back. But don't get your hopes up for that. Keep your expectations low, and I don't mean that to be mean to the current voice actors that'll be working on this game. I only just mean that in terms of if that's what you're thriving for, you're wishing for, you're pleading for, you're reaching out to the stars, wishing upon a shooting star that the old voice cast is back. Don't get your hopes up. Just hope that we get good voice direction and good voice acting. That's pretty much what we can hope for. I'm not saying get a passable one. I'm saying get a good one. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully they actually did hear the feedback of like, oh, we fucked up with the voicing. We need to fix that. But I don't see the old voice actors being back. So seriously, if anyone complains, understandable. But seriously, do not get your hopes up for that. And honestly, like, it's not going to be make or break for me. I'm going to be doing all the languages at some point as well. I'll probably do a playthrough of the English dub. I'll do one of the Japanese dub. I'll do one of the Chinese dub if possible too. But the DLC expansion had better direction. I agree, it did. There was some people who actually like changed up their voices because like they're like, oh shit, I know what I'm doing now. So, you know, yeah, I hope there's a free mode too where we can play as the actual characters. That should be something that needs to be like confirmed very, very soon. Confirmed or denied very soon. It is a much more story-driven game, so God knows who we're actually going to be able to play with in the game as well. I'm assuming based off the renders and stuff, these will probably be some of the characters that we play with. But I'm assuming we're going to be playing with a good heft of the characters, at least for... Yeah, I enjoy dub and sub as well, yeah. But I'm assuming we're going to be getting a lot of the characters that were shown in the cutscenes and everything, and pretty much the majority of the characters will be support characters, like, you know, the ones that showed like with Guan Yu and all that, where you could fight with him for a couple seconds, and not to mention the other characters as well. I really don't know how it's going to work. Honestly, the way I would do it, because it made it sound like they are only going to be temporary in the battle where you get to play as them. What I would personally think is really nice, because I'm assuming for most, if almost not all the battles, you'll be able to, hang on, brain shut off again, Jesus Christ. At the best case scenario, what they should do, if I was the one doing it, make it just for the sake of us not getting tired of only playing as one character the entire time. Again, I get it. He's going to be able to use different weapons and everything, which will, air quotes, help him and everything. I get it. They're going like a way that like Master Chief would, where he gets to use like every weapon imaginable, or any other character that can just use multiple weapons. But what I'm getting at is, at least for this game, which just has such a massive roster to it, I would think that it would be good to be able to play as your support character through the whole battle. At least in my personal opinion, that would be nice. Or at least make it to where they're in it for a huge chunk of the battle and still be able to play as your main character. Or just make it to where we can go Samurai Warriors 4 and be able to go back and forth. Do the Samurai Warriors 4 SW5 route where we just go back and forth with the characters. Be able to play with who you want. And just make it to where free mode can actually be a thing. That'd be great. But again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. It's just... We're a few months away, which is crazy to think about. I did not think we were going to be only a few months away when they mentioned, because I think Dynasty Warriors 9 was a much longer wait in terms of like them announcing it, because I think it was like a full year. Because I think they announced, when did they announce Origins? Was it in July? I think it was in July when they announced Origins. I could be wrong on that, but I think it was July. June or July. But because I think I did a stream like right as it happened. But again, we still got a lot of time. We just gotta wait and see. Patience is a virtue. Don't care about the English dub. I'm playing in Chinese to feel the original vibes. It's not about the story. DW is gameplay and the fun, mindless slashing. To a huge extent, I definitely agree with you. I will say, at least in terms of what I've heard, in the contrary of at least it's not about the story, this game is supposed to be about the story. This is a whole different direction of it that they're trying to do for storytelling. At least according to the interview that they did a few months back. This is actually supposed to be it's supposed to be a different direction. So they said they wanted to be able to give a more in-depth story to Dynasty Warriors. So that's what they're with the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, because the biggest criticism that a lot of new fans and a lot of not returning fans have done with this series is like, oh, they're all just telling the same story over and over again with the same little bits of detail and not really anything interesting happening about it. To diehard fans, they'd be like, yeah, obviously that's some peak fiction right there or whatever. But I kind of end in that category too a little bit, to where I'm okay with the story that they've told every single game, but I want to be more than just okay with the story. I want to be able to see like if this will actually be a really good storytelling. So, and again, this is their way of trying to pull in new fans and returning fans, because again, the biggest criticism for a lot of them was just like, oh, well, it's the same story all the time, and it's not really told super in depth or anything, so why would we care about doing it? It's just some slightly different gameplay. Which is a good which honestly is a valid criticism for a lot of people who aren't super invested in these games. So hopefully, again, it is going to be very story driven, this game. As mentioned, it's going to be very, very story driven, and we'll just have to see how they actually end up telling it. But again, it's supposed to pull in new people, returning fans, so they got to do what they got to do in order to make it happen. So to say that, for me to at least say that it's just supposed to be just mindless slashing and just gameplay, which again, the gameplay already looks like it's really cool for that. So I think they've, from the looks of it at least so far, until we actually see more gameplay, which apparently we'll see maybe Friday, it looks like so far the gameplay is going to be really, really cool. And we'll still be able to get our mindless slashing and be able to do some cool tactics with everything, like shooting arrows with a bunch of people, ordering your men to go forward and raise the morale and all that stuff. Do they confirm or deny that you could customize the guy warriors? Yeah, no, you cannot do that. At least if you're referring to the MC, no. The MC is solely just going to be this guy. They said maybe down the line they'll give him different outfits. So what they mentioned in the interview a few months back, they mentioned that he was going to be, that a lot of the devs team mentioned, like, maybe should we include a custom character? And so it was something that the devs brought up, and it's still a criticism to a lot of people. At this point, I'm kind of over it, so I don't really care too much. But a lot of people were criticizing the fact that it isn't going to be one, mostly because a lot of people were like, it's a nameless warrior. It's just a guy who has amnesia, and we got to figure out who he is. That's all it is. that is all it is. What's up, Senso? What up, Manslayer? Hope you're doing good. Oh yeah, I mean, I would have loved a edited character, but unfortunately, that just ain't gonna be the case. WO3U, hope you're doing good. It would be nice if the characters visibly change in age as the story progresses. Do it better than SW5, where only Nobunaga and Mitsuhide aged. Yeah, it's tough to see. I'm not gonna just consistently keep bashing the idea that yeah, it's only just a guy. This is like a character that they actually have like an actual. It's not supposed to just legitimately be. The reason why he's considered nameless is because he doesn't know who he is. He has amnesia. That's the whole reason he's called a nameless warrior. So this whole story is supposed to be driven off of this character. So it wouldn't make sense really if they were like, oh, let's just make it a woman. Because now that there's actual reason behind everything as to why he is his own character, I'm not going to criticize it until we actually see the story with it. If the story sucks, then yeah, I'm going to criticize it. But if it's not going to suck, and it actually is going to turn out a good story for this guy, which again, I'll go at it with an open mind at least. I was bummed at the fact that he is not actually a custom character that you can edit and everything. But I'm going to at least give it a chance and be like, all right, let's see what this guy has to offer in terms of story. We'll see what happens. So I'm not going to be too upset about it. It really, because again, this game is really just dependent on just storytelling in general. It is meant to tell his story. It's meant to be more in depth for the Romance of the Three Kingdoms story. So it's not really meant to be our journey. It's meant to be the journey of this character that the guy was very adamant on making a thing. And just the characters that we already know and love. So it's meant to be much more story driven. It's meant to be its own type of Dynasty Warriors game. It's not Dynasty Warriors 10. I know there was contemplation of whether it was going to be Dynasty Warriors 10 or not, apparently, according to the devs. But at the end of the day, they decided to make this just its own thing. So it's still potentially its own thing, but it might also just be able to do Dynasty Warriors 10 maybe sometime in the future, where it actually will be everything that we want. I'm not sure yet. I'm not going to speak for them. If they do that, cool. That means this thing could be its own thing, and Dynasty Warriors 10 could still be something that happens sometime in the future. Or they just will consider this to be Dynasty Warriors 10. Who knows? I have no idea. It's really a matter of just waiting and seeing. Because as of right now, from what I see, this is not a Dynasty Warriors 10 to me. Again, I know that they mentioned that they were like contemplating back and forth if it is it or not, but at the end of the day, this is something that they're trying to tell with this character specifically, and the rest of the cast as well. So I'll go at it with an open mind. I don't know what to expect with it. It's just a matter of waiting and seeing, because again, there's still so much that we need to know about the game, about what we don't know nothing about this dude, which is the point. He has amnesia. We're trying to figure it out, but we know nothing of this dude. So it's just a matter of waiting and finding out what's going to happen. Yeah, no, I can't see this game as being Dynasty Warriors 10. Again, I know the whole contemplation with them with, is it Dynasty Warriors 10 or is this just Origins? And they went with Origins, so that might be a blade of grass like type of like faith that we might just get a Dynasty Warriors 10 at some point, and that's going to be what a lot of like just the diehard fans get. But again, this is a game that's supposed to be its own brand new approach on Dynasty Warriors, and it's supposed to be something that brings back it's supposed to bring back like a lot of old fans, because it's like, oh, there's a new story and they have this own character now, because he's supposed to be a character. They wanted him to be his own identity, because they want him to be a character that like you would be like, when you think of Dynasty Warriors, you're like, oh, he's the main character, that kind of thing. Like how like, oh, when I think of Halo, I think of Master Chief. Oh, when I think of Devil May Cry, I think of Dante. Oh, when I think of Gears of War, I think of Marcus. What's his name, right? Probably shouldn't give that as an example when I haven't played much of Gears of War, but you get the idea. That's what they're going for. It's not just because I know we have our poster boys of Lu Bu and Zhao Yun, but like this is supposed to be his own poster boy of his own series. That's basically it. Yeah, he looks cool. I'm hoping that we get like maybe as he age. I'm assuming for one he'll age up. He is the main character. He should realistically age up. I'm assuming. When we think of Ninja Gaiden, we think of Hayabusa. Exactly. When I think of Dynasty Warriors, I don't think of the equivalent of Cole Young. Who? Who the hell is Cole Young? I don't even know who that is. I'm losing my voice as I talk higher. I really need to go back to like more natural, deeper voice. So sorry if I end up sounding boring to you people. Marcus Phoenix, that's it, yeah. It's like a Chronicles from Samurai Warriors franchise, but for Dynasty Warriors franchise? Exactly, yeah. It's basically just a very huge, in-depth Chronicles mode. Oh, I agree. The game looks very, very interesting. Oh, we don't talk about the Mortal Kombat movie. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. And for all I know, this could be an actual dude that we just need to wait and see who he actually is. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a massive bombshell and it'll be like, oh shit, it's... Because I know a lot of people gave the idea that it's like, oh shit, it's the Emperor's brother or whatever. I don't fucking know. It just depends. No, yeah, we don't talk about Cole. That we don't talk about that. Rest in peace, Dian Wei, with the high graphics this time for Dian Wei on Wei. He dies in glorious new gen console graphics. But I'm just, for one, so glad to see, like, looking at all of this stuff, from the cutscenes to the gameplay with all the thousands of characters on screen. Like, this is, like, and all the crazy, like, cinematic, like, shit that we've been seeing, too. It really does look fantastic, and I'm so glad that we're finally being able to see what Omega Force can cook when it comes down to all this stuff on a new-gen console with better hardware. Because I think maybe if it was a game that was specifically only to the new hardware, maybe Dynasty Warriors 9 would have looked a lot better, too, in terms of a bunch of soldiers on screen, which they did okay with. In all honesty, they did okay with the amount of soldiers on screen in Dynasty Warriors 9 for, like, a PS4 version and Xbox One version. But this just looks wild. So I can at least say in some degrees, a lot of the character designs for the most part, they cooked. The visuals, they cooked. Like, this shit is probably one of the best Omega Force games, Warriors games I've ever seen. And then just like how much is like going on from all that stuff and everything too. It's just crazy. It's absolutely insane. I don't know where a lot of people right now are considering that the game's probably going to end at Wuchang Plains. It'd be kind of, someone also did mention though, if the game ends at Fawn Castle, you're killing the first character you befriend in the game, which actually would be very ironic and poetic. It really just depends. But again, I think we have to wait till we get a proper trailer and like that actually shows off what's his face? Zhuge Liang and Sima Yi as well. I mean, hey, if they get good feedback on this game, if this game actually is good and the feedback is great too, we might potentially actually get a Dynasty Warriors Origins 2. It just depends on how good the game is, good or bad the game is, and if people want more of it. Oh, the new Ghost game looks so good. It looks so nice. I'm so excited for it. It's crazy to think that that game is... We'll get back on Dynasty Warriors in a second, but it's crazy that that game is 300 years later. So rip Jin. Jin is officially dead. But it's the ideology of the ghost. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, which is the ghost of... Was it Yotai? Yotai? I can't remember what it was. I apologize. But it looks sick. Most epic DW ever. I see a lot of people that have never played it before that got hyped somehow. Yeah. No, a lot of people that were like... For a lot of people that just didn't see the trailer, I did see a lot of comments that mentioned that like... that just were just like, it's mid because of... And that is something that Dynasty Warriors 9 and the other games after that just really damaged the game for. It's ruining the reputation on that really bad and the love that the Dynasty Warriors games were. But who knows? Maybe this game can pull some people in. Maybe they'll hear back from like maybe some content creators. I don't know what content creators are going to play it aside from, you know, the obvious Dynasty Warriors or Warriors YouTubers. There's probably a bunch of others that I don't know about. I'm sure a bunch of Japanese ones will be doing it. Chinese ones as well, perhaps too. It just depends. It's hard to say that this is actually an early. This is origin. This game would be early era because it technically would go up to Wuchang Plains. But we'll see.
Guardian of Peace. You have crossed paths.
I mean, I did. If this dude ended up being big and burly, I'd be fine with it too. I don't really give a crap.
Until then, you must adapt.
I don't know anything about Asmongold, but hey, if people are into it, nice.
So choose your path wisely.
I will give a fun fact real quick. There actually is a decent amount of like really, if they are really big YouTubers or Twitch streamers or whatever, Kick streamers or whatever you want to say. I don't really pay attention to them, honestly. I usually just have like a small little like circle of content creators that I watch, or I just don't watch at all sometimes because I'm usually just doing my own thing. I don't watch too much videos really, aside from like a favorite streamer or like a YouTuber that like puts up a video like every once in a while. But I don't really watch too much, honestly. I'm usually doing my own thing. Oh yeah, I mean I'm definitely playing it at launch.
Been cast. All that remains is to see this through.
What up, Taco Tenjin? Hope Zenji's here. Yo, what's up, Haku? Welcome up. We're doing good. Like I said, there's a lot of there's a lot of characters that still need to be shown off. So I keep making my voice go up too high. There is a lot of characters that they need to show off still. And again, there's like. What month are we in? September? We got about roughly 3.5 months. So there could still be a bunch of stuff that they show. Maybe they'll show a bunch of characters that weren't here. It's just a matter of waiting and seeing, honestly.
Guardian of Peace.
I don't know what they're doing.
Crossed paths with men who may
Never again am I leaving D&D on. Why?
Until then,
No waifu Lian, sure.
to the chaos and find a
Again, there's still a lot of characters that they could potentially show off. I really don't know if this is going to be the entire cast of Dynasty Warriors brought into this game or not. But again, they didn't even. There's still a lot of important characters, especially, you know, the most important one in my opinion, Zhuge Liang, who's not been shown off yet. The poster boy Zhao Yun has not been shown off yet, but he's shown off his renders. There's still so much that they need to show. So I'm assuming we'll eventually see some characters at some point. Maybe the whole cast. I don't know. It just really depends. Yeah, right now it's just looping the trailer at this point. Yeah, we're just talking at the moment. We already went through the entirety of the trailer, and I even did like the cut, like the pausing and everything of it too.
The die has been cast.
Sima Yi has to be in the. Sima Yi and Zhuge Liang, I feel like, are like musts to be in the game. Yesterday's trailer was a weird instance where my not into Muso friends seem interested in Origins. No, there's no Jin characters. At least not yet. I wouldn't be shocked if they just don't do Jin characters, aside from like maybe Sima Yi and his family. Maybe Yuanji. Wonder if Sun Jian will carry the love-hate relationship he seems to have with his helmet. I just don't think the helmet's gonna be in here. Shahoba's possible. They might just make him a Wei character. Yeah, there is no Three Kingdoms without Zhuge Liang. Hence why I'm saying he's gotta be in the game. Shin Xiangyin could also pass as a Wei character because she does a lot of Wei stuff in her story mode. Doesn't she actually like start around like Churbi or something? Maybe a little earlier than that. I can't remember. Yeah, Dong Ai can make it. It's mostly when I mention it. Maybe like Zhuge Dan, Zhong Hui, maybe wouldn't be in the game. Maybe. Unless they show up at the very last second for the Wuzhong Plains, which is possible. There's ways to make it work. Yeah, Guo Huai, yeah. My dumbass honestly assumed all those were Wei. Everyone that was mentioned, minus the ones I brought up, were like, oh yeah, these are just Wei guys. I actually was assuming they were already in, because most of them are just in Wei.
To see this through.
Oh, they had Ma Chao's sister? What, Zhao Yun's wife? Zhao Yun ain't getting no action. Poster Boy's gonna remain a virgin, but just happens to have 2 sons as well. Who, in my opinion, should be at least UNPCs. Yeah, they could use this engine for DB10. So far, it looks really nice, so, you know. There's just so many games I'm looking forward to right now, and this is definitely one of them. The more I keep seeing it, the more I'm just like, damn, this is gonna be, this might be a banger. I'm going at it with not the biggest expectations, but I'm going at it with an open mind. My biggest one right now that's gonna be coming out, I mean, I already got Astro, so that one's already a given, and that's probably, honestly, I don't know if I'm sure a lot of people will not agree with me on it, but it's fine because it's just my personal opinion list. I will say that Astro might be my game of the year. Astrobot, loved it. Loved it. It's probably my favorite game this year. That and Like a Dragon. I think Like a Dragon. Yeah, Like a Dragon was early this year. Yeah. God, that's crazy to think. Yeah, Astrobot's fantastic. Such a good game. So yeah, that's probably my #1 game of the year. Like a Dragon's probably #2. It had some things about it that I didn't really care too much about, but it was still an overall really great game. Did I even play anything else aside from those 2 games? I really don't know. I went back and played a lot of old games. Sparking Zero's coming out this year. And probably, I think actually, what, 13 days or something like that at this point? So that's, that might potentially turn in my game of the year. Sonic and Shadow Generations is also another one. That's probably another one that I'll actually really like, so I've been seeing some things on it. It looks really good. So that's probably one as well. Obviously we got Origins for next year. There was another game that I can't think of right now. That's so sad. Yeah, I want to see what they do with Zheng Jiao too, if he's going to be like a bad man or not. I'm very, very curious how they handle him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The other Like a Dragon game. Yeah, Pirate Yakuza one with Samoa Joe in it. Absolutely. That's the other one too. Going with Origins with positive skepticism, adjusted mindset because it's more clear that they actually meant to do with it. They finished the yeah. There definitely is a much more clear like path that they're trying to go with this stuff. But again, if people just try to look at it as a Dynasty Warriors 10, you're probably not going to be super excited for it. Sure, I would personally, if you do want to get excited for it, and I'm not forcing you to, do whatever the hell you want at the end of the day. I would definitely recommend just trying to go at it with like, okay, this is a totally different like Dynasty Warriors type. What is spamming right now? My tablet just went absolutely bonkers. But yeah, try to go at it with a different like perspective. Like, this is not Dynasty Warriors 10. This is going into a whole nother game. Never actually played any of the Final Fantasy stuff yet, and I actually need to. The Final Fantasy 7, I have not touched any of that yet. Not even when it first released, and I actually own it. I need to play it. But I do recommend doing that because if you just try to think of it as just if you try to go into this thinking it's Dynasty Warriors 10 where it's going to be all the same features as like all the past games, you're probably going to be disappointed. This game, although it's really cool, I don't think it's going to be fully meant for a diehard. So if you're like someone who's played like all the Dynasty Warriors games and you're assuming this will be Dynasty Warriors 10 with all the features that Dynasty Warriors like 8 and 9 had, you're probably going to be in for a disappointment. It's supposed to be its own title. Hence why they didn't even bother going with 10. It's supposed to be its own thing. So try to go at it more open-minded than that. And I'm not saying that's for the fact of like, oh, this game will be great, so you should like it. I'm like, no, this game could be 2 packs of ass for all I know. And I might hate it. Who knows? But right now, for what I'm seeing, yeah, a fat spin-off is a perfect way of looking at it. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. It's we got like what 3.5 months technically, because it's in the middle of January when it actually happens. I think it has if they're going at it with the story type of thing that they're thinking it's going to be about, then it's possible that it will bring in new fans. Which again, this is the point of the game. It's supposed to bring in new fans. So it is really just a matter of just waiting and seeing. Do we choose a kingdom? I don't know how it goes. Right now, you get to play as like, you get to fight alongside either Shu, Wei, or Wu in terms off of Sishui Gate. That's all they've shown so far. In terms of if it's going to just be super linear to where you have to go a certain route with it, it's too early to tell. We don't know yet. It's just a matter of hearing more news on it or just playing the game. Certainly interested. Never played a DW game. Yeah, this might be one. If it's good enough, this might be one for people to get into. Especially if you have a good PC. Probably just bump down some settings. If some people don't have the greatest one, bump down some settings and play with that. I want a sequel to Samurai Warriors 5 Direction. Wasn't perfect, but I heavily enjoyed the fresh take. Yeah, I did too. Yeah, and it was, yeah, definitely not perfect, but I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, don't forget, with PC people at least specifically, you should be able to lower the settings if you need to. And a lot of you will not have the problem that I would have if I tried to stream it on PC. My PC probably could handle this, but I just couldn't stream it, which is why I'm going to be getting on a PlayStation 5. I would not dare think my game could handle, or my PC could handle this game while streaming. There's no way. But yeah, PC players, you most likely will have the option to lower settings if it's too much. You should realistically be okay. Now, if you just have a really shit PC, then yeah, no, then don't bother. But, yeah, don't... You should be fine. I'll max out everything. Hey, if you got the PC for it, I say go for it. Mine's crap. I'm okay with them just going straight to SW6, personally. Whenever they do that. Now that Origins is a thing, it's possible they might just move over to Samurai Warriors. Unless they actually fake us out with like a Warriors All Stars game or a Warriors Odachi game. Because the last Odachi game was awful. It was not fun. It was very boring. I make my room a sauna to run this at max quality. Yikes. The only reason, and I know a lot of other games can be really good with it, the only thing that I'm thinking about it is Tekken 8 is a very, very beautifully graphics game. However, there are thousands upon thousands of characters in this area. It gotta take that into account, with also really beautiful looking visuals and particle effects. This might be crazy. It'll be perfect for winter time. But yeah, honestly, the big wish list that I have right now, I'm honestly very okay with what I've seen so far. My big wish list, honestly, is a free mode and maybe a co-op, but I don't see co-op. I do not think will happen. And it's understandable as well, because realistically, you'll just be having, unless they just make it to where you like clone another like MC, they'll basically make that person, the second player, just play as the one of the Muso characters, and while you just have to be stuck with the main character, which I'm sure a lot of people would find pretty damn boring. But we'll have to wait and see. I might enjoy playing with this guy the entire time, just solely because he has all the weapons that you can potentially want. And again, the story is more focused on him, so you would want to be playing as him because you're interested in it. But I know for a lot of new fans, they'll probably just want to be just sticking with the MC, because they're just like, okay, this is the main character, so I want to see what his story does. For diehard fans, yeah, you're going to probably want to be able to play with all the rest of the cast, but it's meant for new fans. So, again, just keep that in mind. Because I know a lot of people always come to my stuff as well, and they're like complaining at the fact that like they're only going to be able to play as the MC. It's not an actual like Dynasty Warriors game. Yes, you're right. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be its own thing. It's meant to be its own spin-off chapter direction of another Dynasty Warriors game. It's a new game with Dynasty Warriors titles slapped right on it, someone said, or unless it was me on my Discord, I can't remember, but someone said that. But just gotta wait and see.
Claim to strive for justice, but have no way to achieve it. Tearing down the system without providing an alternative is mere wanton destruction.
Later, Tori, think about stopping by. Have a great rest of your day. Are we so mad if this is getting enhanced for PS Pro and on regular PS5 runs bad? No, I don't think that'll be the case. Yeah, no, I'm assuming a good chunk of the characters will probably age.
All that remains is to
Like, I'm assuming Cao Cao would age, Liu Bei would age, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, like, at least the more, like, a lot of the, like, I don't, like, if you look at Zhong Liao, I don't think he's gonna age. He doesn't really look like he needs to age. It just looks like some characters that, like, look young, but are gonna be, like, gonna need their glow-ups, because they're, like, very important characters. Like, but, like, yeah, for instance, like, Zhong Liao, probably not. Sun Quan, probably, maybe? We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Diao Chun will probably be dead before she can age. But yeah, we've rambled on enough. Went for a good hour and a half. Got to talk about this for a little bit. This is probably where we wrap up, just so I can go get myself some food and everything. But this feels like a smack dab in between the scale of Dynasty Warriors and Wolong. It basically is, yeah. Yeah, we'll probably wrap up here for today. We talked about it for a good hour and a half, so yeah, like I'm saying, I don't think every character is going to age. A good chunk of them will, but not all of them will. Probably the three brothers and Liu. Probably the three. I was about to say three brothers and Liu Bei. I'm stupid. The three brothers, Cao Cao, probably some other characters as well. Your main character, but not all of them. But yeah, we'll be wrapping it up here, everybody. Wanted to say really quick, thank you so much for tuning into today's stream. Greatly appreciate everybody for being here today. I'm gonna probably also timestamp this to where people just can check out the breakdown and then me just talking about whatever on the side. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you very much for tuning into today's stream. Whether you were chatting at the chat, lurking, smashing the like button, all that stuff, greatly appreciate y'all so much. If you're someone's watching this later and you enjoyed it and you're excited for Dynasty Warriors Origins, by all means be sure to hit the like button. We greatly appreciate y'all very much for that support. And of course, if you're new to the channel, you liked my content, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to hit 10k subs. I will be streaming the entirety of this game It's when it comes out as well. So by all means, be sure to hit the like button and hit sub. Would greatly appreciate it. And of course, you can also hit the join button, be a member of the channel at the low cost of 99 cents. You can get a sweet badge, emotes, and early access to videos as well. Not to mention too, you can also go into the description. At the top of the description is the Discord server. You can check it out there as well. We have a nice little area over there for Warrior stuff, and it's just a nice little quiet chill place to hang out and chat as well. But with that being said, chat, lurkers, those of you who watch later, thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day and or evening. I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Farewell. All right, I'm going to mute this and go into here, and we'll just have whatever's playing on the background. See ya!